the next 3 to 5 years, it's a wrap for the music industry. Record labels are phasing out human rappers and singers, and they signing artificial intelligent robots in attempts.
Hey y'all, there's a secret revolution happening in recording studios worldwide. One that could fundamentally alter how every note, every beat, and every lyric is born. It's not a new instrumental or a groundbreaking genre, but something far more profound. It's artificial intelligence. What happens when machines learn to feel, to compose, to truly create? We're uncovering the untold story of AI artists and their potential to redefine the very essence of music. So prepare to hear the future and strap in.
In attempts to keep all the money in-house. They're keeping all the royalties and all the publishing. And they don't have to pay robots to do live shows. All these rappers that claim they make all this money better start putting that money in a goddamn piggy bank, cause shit about to get real in the next few years.
Yes,
Timberland, the legend once known for the bounce, now launching an AI record label. Digital hits by the ounce.
You heard me say I want a female sing on this track. You went to Suno. Okay, let's hear it. How did that thing know how to space? I don't think it's saying lyrics yet, right?
No, I think it's just tones.
Like
it's just tones.
So
That's creepy how good it sounds. Yeah, it wasn't saying no real words.
it detects cadence. How did it get the cadence? You understand, like, as a creator, as a producer, every beat that I do, I can put something on it. I just gotta prompt it right. Now it might not have the right lyrics, but like if it give me like sources of how many melodies? So that's the one that spit out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
He calls it an evolution. Says it's the next wave, but behind that baseline, man, I see a grave. A grave for the hustlers with the notepads and notebooks and dreams. For them long studio nights and for the mic check screams. You feel that chill? That's the death of the stage. No more sound checks, just avatars in a cage.
Hey y'all, so check this out. Timberland's getting some backlash for the AI record label, and he's hearing from a real struggling artist.
Welcome to the chat, baby.
What's up? Hey, respect to everybody here.
Hey, John, I respect you, bro. I respect. Hey, look, the reason I brought you here
because your post is crazy.
No. He didn't.
We got it. I mean it.
We got it. All right, we're gonna stand on it in the chat.
I mean everything about it, bro. I'm not double backing on it. Respect to your legacy, I would say. What I view this as right now is a betrayal to artists everywhere, bro. What you're doing is you're backdooring us. You got to a position of power, and instead of choosing to unionize and fight against this AI, which I'm not stupid. I use ChatGPT to script out screenplays, things like that. I use ChatGPT on a daily to think of content ideas, to do the menial task, the meaningless task that a robot should do. I'm a spiritual person. And I believe that artists all are tapped into a divine entity, right? When you go and you start creating and you allow some fucking robot to come in and finish your song, you're cutting yourself off from the divine. And let me not even get that deep with it. What I think you're doing is you're doing something that's, in a sense, demonic, bro. And I know it sounds like I'm exaggerating, but it feels demonic. You're choosing to go against us all and put this robot, instead of signing an artist, instead of having someone who has a voice that you could put on and put on your platform. All these motherfuckers you had on the live, all this cool shit you were doing, you choose to go in this direction.
John.
Okay, so far we covered the music industry's plan to basically take over music and sign AI artists, create AI labels, even sign rappers' likenesses after they go broke so they can still make money off basically their whole persona. And now we're gonna hear some more about how people feel about Timberland and him creating an AI record label and signing an AI artist. Is this for like legal purposes so he's not sued? Or is this him trying to make a buck? I don't know, but we're gonna get some different perspectives from it. So check out this here.
Music producer Timberland is getting a whole lot of headlines right now and made what's become a very controversial announcement about launching an AI record label. Okay, so this is stage 0, and this is a new genre of music, A-pop, right? So artificial intelligence pop, and he's going to be rolling out music with the featured AI artist Tata. And I saw this announced, it's kind of in line with a lot of things that have been happening, but the response has been very intense. And so we've been kind of watching this because Timberland has engaged in the conversation. So he's been going live. I can offer as well kind of my perspective, being a law firm owner and dealing with all kinds of creatives across the board and tech companies who are all about the AI. For example, where I'll start is, our friend Fantano, he dropped, a video, and the title of it talking about this was AI is evil. And I feel like that is very much the sentiment across the board in reaction to what Timberland is doing and saying that this is inherently evil and that it is taking away from creatives. And the biggest one I kept seeing is, why aren't you, Timberland, just signing an artist? You have an endless sea of talent and creatives. So why are we going to create something that's not real? So I'll start there. Initial thoughts.
Well, I have to, of course, just mention that Timberland is one of the greatest songwriters and producers of my generation. Like, he's incredible. I mean, he shaped so much of our musical experience, from everything from Missy Elliott, Aaliyah, Justin Timberlake, Nelly Furtado, Ashley Simpson, the Timberland and Magoo stuff.
Him coming out and saying something and doing something, right? He's not the first guy to do this.
He's not the first guy to try to do this. He's not the first guy to incorporate AI in the stuff. We've talked about how Drake was using AI for diss tracks, and just different artists have been using it. It's been controversial. But Timberland is such a huge voice. He's such a important creator. He's such an important songwriter and producer, such an influence. When he says something, people listen. There was a lot of controversy just when he started speaking up for Suno and becoming a part of that. We have to remember that Suno was it's been around for maybe a little over a year. I don't even know at this point, not very long. And the technology just keeps getting crazier and crazier. He definitely holds influence. He has a lot of people that are just excited to work with him and just to be a part of anything.
He holds a higher
influence. If dude, just some random guy in our community starts an AI label, no one's going to know about it. Nobody's going to care. But Timberland's going to get something placed. Timberland's going to get ears on it. People are going to be looking to him to see if this thing works or not. I do want to give him credit for facing the criticism that has been swift and it has been intense. And he has at least responded to it. He has sat there and he listens to people. It's kind of distracting when he's sitting there eating like Cheez-Its and stuff. He's paying attention. He's listening. But I mean, just to sit there and just from artist after artist, from comment after comment, like it's very difficult to find something positive about what's going on. And so I do want to acknowledge that. That being said,
there's a bigger conversation, right? Generally with the lawsuits, right? We know major record labels are suing Suno and Udio for copyright infringement, all kinds of things, right? So there's you never got permission, you don't respect creator rights, and now you're trying to hide behind fair use. We don't think fair use applies. But I mean, my first thought when I saw this is I feel like Timberland is almost playing us. I go, is he just saying, oh, it's an AI label and he's going to still produce music, do what he does? It's not AI music necessarily, but he's going to have an AI avatar. And I go, okay, well, if that's the case, right? And you guys comment down below. If it's an AI avatar, right, is it just as bad? Does it make any difference whatsoever in that now you are not having to deal with an artist? But technically, if you are having an artist working in the background, we've seen this happen where there are background singers, background musicians, right? The real artists, the real performers, and then you have someone who is pretending on the front. In this case, the pretender
CNC
would
Music
be AI.
Factory, Milli Vanilli, all these things. But I mean, there's still a human at the end of the line that's getting paid. I see a lot of the comments of, we listen to music freely and I'm inspired. What's the difference if AI trains on everything? I'm training on music right now. I'm listening to the radio and I'm training on it. If I listen to this and I create something, well, that's all great. I think Fantano put it super simple when he said that there's like a paper trail. There's a paper trail if you sample. If you sample, you have to pay for that sample. If you interpolate a song, you have to pay for that interpolation or all these things. And not that these lawsuits can't be brought up if an artist is claiming that your song that you generated with Suno is like, well, hey, I never told it to do this Fleetwood Mac song. I said I wanted something that was kind of adult, temporary, soft rock, 70s, female male voice, harmonies, the keys of this tempo. It just gave me Landslide. It gave me something that sounded very much like Landslide. You got to sue Suno. You can't sue me. I just did my Google search and printed it out.
Well, doesn't mean you're not going to get sued. That's a separate.
But that's my point. It doesn't mean that you're not. But I'm saying, but there's a paper trail of people that were songwriters and people that are getting paid when this is happening. There's swifter consequences. I think that when you're bringing stuff against and with these AIs, because we haven't seen it yet. At least I have. I think it's going to get more complicated, and I think it's going to get more interesting, especially as we see what's happening with the Copyright Office and all this other stuff. It's going to get real interesting.
Going back to one of the things we hear a lot, which is I can just go and listen to a bunch of songs. The AI can just go and listen to a bunch of the songs. What's the difference? Well, the Copyright Office is like, well, the difference is that in order for AI to train, it needs a lot. It needs tens of millions in most cases. We also know Suno and Udio admitted in their answers in these lawsuits that they in fact went and trained on tens of millions of songs. So if that's the case, we go, that's not the same as a human. You don't retain that. You don't create copies in your neural network. So there is a difference in fact. But going back to this, I go, okay, so what's this going to be, right? So Tata, what's the experience going to be? What are they trying to do here? In that she's going to be an avatar, and we hear people being like, well, what about gorillas? They had their moments of their cartoons. Holding Timberland kind of accountable, and he's the standard, and he's supposed to lead and protect human-made stuff and that kind of thing. How much does he understand? Well, I think that if you're going to say, I am launching not only an AI record label, but you are in fact the creative advisor for Suno, I would guess he probably very much understands how this works, and I hope that he has looked into it. But here's the thing. The Feel button had asked, what's an AI label? I do want to distinguish this, okay? Because I start record labels for you guys all the time, right? So what's the process? We start an LLC, we get an operating agreement for you and your partners, right? We register your trademarks, and we do all the things to actually launch and keep you legally protected, but then strategize so we can launch your stuff, distribution, music marketing, all that. So what's the difference with an AI label? The huge difference is going to be ownership. And if I was Timberland's attorney and I was talking with him, I go, okay, let's talk about this, because what are the pieces of this multimedia that you're launching that you're not going to be able to get copyright ownership in? What's the biggest downside of this besides what we're talking about, which is the protection of creative rights? And basically, do we want to dumpster fire onto this and be like, yeah, open the floodgates, who cares? Conversely, is this even a smart move for you guys? Is this a smart move for Timberland? If we go, you're not going to have copyright ownership. If you're Tata, meaning if she is 100% AI generated, you don't have copyright ownership in those images, in the videos that you're going to create. And so that makes it less valuable. You don't have a copyright to sell. Anyone can come and steal that. You cannot enforce under copyright laws. That's a really interesting part of this. Does that make sense? Because you know what? Timberland's a businessman.
His interest in this, his interest in Suno, the money that he makes from Suno, whatever his participation is, profit-wise or whatever, this becoming successful and him pushing this message is good for him. Like, as far as that, while there's a very vocal sect of the community and I'm just going to say humanity that is ethically kind of against this for kind of what it is, there's a whole other side that's huge for this, that loves the idea. I think AI is a fun tool, like a video game kind of thing. And I don't think we're going to put the genie back in the bottle. AI is here. This technology is out there. Something's got to happen though, because humans, we cannot go against our own interests so much.
I've seen this before. So, Timberland's doing this. It's all about the money, right? I would love Timberland to answer that question, because you know what? I think that if it really is, I'm trying to just kind of be a part of this tech revolution. That's what's happening. It's not just in the United States. This is around the world. We're covering what's happening in other countries as they're trying to open the floodgates for AI companies. And they're like, you know what, creators, you're standing in the way. You're standing in the way. You're bothering us with all this licensing nonsense. And what's been interesting is that I'm seeing people really pissed about the fact that, major record labels are having discussions potentially to settle, with Suno and Udio. And they're like, the thing I'm surprised by the most, that they're like, we think retroactively giving licenses is opening the floodgates. So it's not so much of like, we should get paid. It's, we're pissed because you are agreeing to the infringement. And I think that's interesting, because a big part of the conversation has been, well, if there was unauthorized training, unauthorized uses, and they should have licensed. If everyone's game, right?